Going on, guys? Sinister here, back with another video. And as you see, I got some Black Ops 3 gameplay. I saved it from the beta. Starting off trying to get that grenade cheese and ended up getting grenaded myself. But I'm not going to do commentary over the gameplay, per se, in this video. I'm going to be covering zombies, Black Ops 3 zombies. Now, I know Black Ops 3 comes out this month, it's very soon, and there's already a bunch of videos of people covering what's coming up in the zombies, but I figured I'd do one of my own, just for the people who haven't seen it, but for my subscribers who just want to see it, so, or hear about it for that matter. I'm really excited about Black Ops 3 Zombies, I have to say. It's looking like it's going to be pretty fun. I've loved all the zombies. I've loved World at War, I've loved Black Ops 1, I love Black Ops 2. A lot of people hated Black Ops 2, but I actually really enjoyed it. Transit, no, that was terrible. Never thought that should be fired. But I do enjoy Town. It's very fun. I liked all the DLC maps. It's just fun because there were so many Easter eggs in those maps that you could do that you never got tired no matter how many times you played them. I still have yet to get all the Easter eggs completed for Mob of the Dead. I never played it that much because it's such a hard map to play solo, at least for my experience, and I just get really frustrated with it. I've never gotten the Golden Spork. I think that was the one thing I haven't gotten, but I've gotten like the Hell's Redeemer, Hell's Retriever, the 2 Blundergats, all that stuff, but it's the Golden Spork, and actually that might be it. And I know there's a couple others I'm thinking of, or I can't think of, but that's beside the point. We're gonna jump into the real point of the video. Black Ops 3 Zombies now. It's interesting. I got some info on it, and from what I'm seeing is we're kind of taking it old school. You know how Mob of the Dead was Alcatraz kind of back? Well, we got kind of that same time period. I'm gonna read just a brief overview of the Call of Duty website. It's set in a fictional 1940s city. Shadows of Evil is a film noir-inspired horror story centered around 4 particular troubled individuals. So we have 4 new characters. It spans an entire metropolis. Watching Evil. Welcome to Morgue City. So we have 4 new characters. The 4 characters wake up in a world overrun by the undead, and they have to fight to overcome confusion and amnesia in the hope that they may piece together the events that brought them to this twisted world. So we have a new story. Black Ops 2, the stories never kind of fit together. It was just kind of random out, but it was still fun. But it's looking like we have a brand new story with this. New characters, new story, and hopefully DLC is going to add to that story, which I'm really excited for. However, those who are interested, it does pertain to the original World at War 2, and that is with the map The Giant. I believe there's only 2 maps. There's Shadows of Evil, which is kind of the one I just described, and then there's one called The Giant, which is Der Riese. Der Riese, translated to English, is The Giant. So it's basically the Der Riese map, I guess, kind of revamped a little bit, but it has the original characters, and it's the character models from Origins. So, from what I've understood, they kind of, at the end of Origins, Samantha teleports those current character models to the future in the Der Riese setting to kill the original Dr. Richtofen and kind of write a new story. It's really confusing. That's kind of what I've gathered from watching videos and stuff, and what I've read online. For those of you who don't know the Black Ops 3 or the zombie story at all, you have no clue what I just said. For those of you who've caught up with it and kind of know, everything, you get what I'm saying. Samantha sends the original models forward in time to the Der Riese spot to kill Richtofen and write new history. It's confusing, I know, but it's amazing. But I believe the Giant is only available on special editions or pre-orders, but I believe that it will be available for Season Pass owners as well. So I'm not quite sure, but if you remember from Black Ops 2, you could only get Nuketown when you pre-ordered, but if you just bought it regularly, you still got it. So I don't know. Again, you can get Nuketown, the 3rd Nuketown map, if you pre-order only, but I'm assuming it's going to be if you just buy it, because that's what it was last year. So I'm not quite sure. We'll have to see. Also, the Giant is not available for old gen consoles, if I am correct. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty positive it's not available for older gen. Which is kind of suck for older gen users, because I was one myself until this year, but I'm going to say you're not going to regret upgrading to PS4 or Xbox One and PS4. go PS4. No, I'm a PlayStation fanboy, but it's great for streaming, video recording. It's so much easier. It's if you have the money, to spend, if you have 400 or 500 to blow, then do it. That's my recommendation, at least. I'm straying off way too much from the point of this video. We're getting back in. We already talked about the Giant. So Morgue City is an ideal backdrop of a noir horror story featuring a theater district, jazz clubs, and a suspension railway. So I've seen some previews and gameplay trailer, and it's looking like there's a ton of buildings, a ton of rooms to go in. There's multiple levels. It's kind of like, you know, how Die Rise had multiple levels. It's like that, but it's bigger. It's looking like a really cool map. It's gonna be, I don't know if there's gonna be any really ideal train spots, but I'm assuming there are, and it's gonna be fun to see those. It's looking like a really cool, just go play LA Noire or something like that. Just that kind of 40s 50s theme, and it's definitely gonna be cool. Again, I am reading pretty much everything from the Call of Duty website. I will link the website and put that in the description for people who want to actually read it themselves and kind of get an overview. Now, the 4 new characters, as I read before, they kind of wake up in this metropolis area, and it's overrun by undead, kind of like Rick did with The Walking Dead. There's 4 new characters, and they are not nice people. So these are kind of troubled characters that have woken up in this twisted world overrun by the undead. One of them is lying, conniving, manipulative, or every one of them is lying, conniving, manipulative, and selfish individual with a long, sordid history of past misdeeds. So the fact that they're giving us all this information kind of leads me to believe that this story is going to be really interesting. Like, they were sent here for some reason because of their wrongdoings, you know what I mean? I'm not quite sure. But the first character we have of the new 4 is the Femme Fatale. She belongs in motion pictures, but instead works at a burlesque dancer at the city's most upscale nightclub. She inevitably attracts the attention of many powerful men, manipulating their weakness and desires for her own needs. So what you got is a modern-day hooker, basically, for the first character. The second new character is the Magician. Born to enormous wealth, the Magician grew up surrounded by lackeys and siphons. I probably just butchered that word. In a lifetime of constant praise and attention has only fueled him. So we got some pretty mischievous characters going on for the first 2. We got the Femme Fatale and the Magician. So I'm really banking that these characters. I want to know. I'm ready for Black Ops 3 Zombies right now, dude. I want to know. I'm trying to put it together. There's got to be something. There's got to be something of why all these troubled people are put here. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think while I'm reading these. Like, what? I'm trying to get into Treyarch's mind, which is a very hard thing to do. So, yeah. Sorry I didn't finish reading him. Praise and attention has only fueled his deeply misplaced arrogance. So we got a hooker who's really money thirsty and likes to manipulate men, and then a magician who basically like a con artist, and all this attention has just fueled him and made him more cocky. Third person is the cop. After years of taking mob bribes and framing innocent men, the cop is likely a suspect in a department-wide corruption investigation, timing of which couldn't be worse. So we got the hooker, we got the con, and we got the wrongdoing cop. The guy who's cop really is the criminal. And the 4th character in the new game is the boxer. Besides removing the padding from his gloves, the boxer wore a pair of brass knuckles hidden beneath his hand wraps. He wasn't just looking to win, he was looking to cause damage. So this whole setting of, you know, 1940s, 50s, metropolis, mobster type feel, they've added the correct characters. In the burlesque dancer, you know, the person who always gets all the attention, which is what happened a lot back then. You got the con man, you know, the magician, basically like a modern day con man who would walk the streets, con people into taking their money, fueled his arrogance, stuff like that. The cop, the misleading cop, the cop who wasn't really a cop but actually a criminal. Sadly, that does still happen today, but again, a popular theme back then, you know, kind of the crime mobster type deal, that type feel. And then the boxer, you know, you look at any movies, you know, new too, but like old day Harlem, New York, all that, there's always the poor man boxer who's trying to make it up to the streets. Kind of like that, but then I was reading it and I was like, well, what's a boxer? He seems like a good guy until you read that he hid brass knuckles under his hand wraps. So, there's that. But overall, I'm liking the character overviews and what's going to be. I'm really excited to play it and progress the story. I'm definitely going to get the season pass. Even if I'm not liking multiplayer, Zombies just looks really improved. Like I said, I enjoyed the Black Ops 2 Zombies itself, but the storylines are always kind of meh. But the gameplay override that, so it was much improved with that. But the storylines seem amazing for Black Ops 3, and I like how you can get the Giant too and go back to the old story if you weren't interested. And the progression, this is what I'm really excited about. A lot of people, like with Black Ops 1 and World at War, there was nothing to really play for. There were some Easter eggs, not a lot back then, but there were some, and people tried to get them. But other than that, you know, it was just, I want playing to play. And Black Ops 2 comes along, and not only are there a whole lot more Easter eggs to do, but now you have the leveling system, you know, your skull, and then your skull and knife, skull and shotguns, all of that. And so that encouraged people to play, not only play more, but do better. Like, you did not want to die. There was a whole speculation of how you actually ranked up, and it's actually, no one ever really figured out the true method to doing it. The one that I saw that was confirmed the most, and it was kind of, everyone's 90% sure this is what it is just get 2 high rounds. Like, multiple, like, get to round 30, 40, 50, multiple times in a row, and don't go down on the earlier rounds. So, the KD didn't really, I mean, in turn, that all matters. Like, KD matters with all that. You know, I mean, if you get to higher rounds and you don't go down early, you're going to have a higher KD. But it wasn't directly related. It was just kind of invertly related. But they added a progression system for Black Ops 3. You can personalize your zombie experience with the full XP-based progression system that adds depth and replayability that fans have come to expect, and that it could not agree more. Fans are wanting something new. Now we got our ranking system and we got our XP system. Finally, I am so ready. Let me know in the comments what you guys are looking forward to Zombies, because I know I am. The reason I chose this video, you saw there, I was dominating, and you saw how bad my team was doing. It was bad. That's beside the point. Make sure to subscribe, social media links, description. Until next time.